yes. I'll be with you soon, folks. Give me a few minutes. Money, money, money. If you find in a rich man's world. Money, money, money. If you find. If I were a rich man, la 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 do 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 do. All day long, God, you do 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 do. If I were a rich man. Okay, you should all know by now, folks. I don't arrive until 7. I'm a bit of a prima donna, and it's looking a little bit better tonight. So let me start you off with a little song. Welcome all my YouTube family. Wonderful to see all your comments, unlike last week's meltdown. I don't wanna be the kind of hesitate, be too shy, wait too late. I don't care what they say other lovers do, I just wanna dance with you. I got a feeling that you have a heart like mine, so let it show, let it shine. If we had a chance to make one heart of two, then I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you, twirl you all around the floor. That's what they invented dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you, hold you in my arms once more. That's what they invented dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. I caught you looking at me when I looked at you. Yes, I did. Ain't that true? You won't get embarrassed by the things I do, 'cause I just wanna dance with you. Oh, the boys are playing softly and the girls are too. So am I, and so are you. If this was a movie, we'd be right on cue. And I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you, twirl you all around the floor. That's what they invented dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you, hold you in my arms once more. That's what they invented dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. I just wanna dance with you. I just wanna dance with you. Hello and good evening, everybody. We got quite a crowd here tonight, and I can actually see what's happening. First of all, it's wonderful to see you all. Just like to say thanks to Terry for his very kind donation, and a big hello to everybody else. So let's just take a quick look to see who we've got with us tonight. You can see I've got my comfy clothes on tonight, all snuggly and cozy tonight. Got myself a little drink, my guitar, and my YouTube friends. That's all I need. Okay, so we've got Stephen Ryan. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Terry. As I say, thanks for your donation, Terry. And hey, Ernie, wonderful to see you. I've missed you, Ernie. It's been a little while. So Mick31, Bob Hardy, Terry Cook, Stuart Rushton, Mark Taylor, Bristol Blue. We've got Julie Flower. I think we've got Leo Gibson. We've got David Price. We've got Paul Hilliker. Wow, we've got a lot of people here tonight. And hopefully you're spreading the word amongst some of your nearest and dearest. It'd be good to try and grow our little audience. And I just wanted to thank you all for bearing with me for our kind of technical meltdown, really. There's no other way of putting it, that we had last week. But I was quite pleased that we got through anyhow, and we still had a kind of show. It wasn't last week, sorry, it was a fortnight ago. Time flies. But anyways, I just wanted to thank you for bearing with me. That was really kind of you, because it really was a little bit of a, well, what can I say, catastrophe. But we got through in the end, and we got there, which was the main thing. So I'd like to thank you for that, first of all. And I would also like to thank those of you who took the time to vote for this week's play along. Really do appreciate you doing that. I did post some links over on Patreon as well as the Facebook group page, and many people voted. And many of you will already know the result of that vote, which was the Neil Young song Heart of Gold. So that's what we're going to be looking at a little later in the show. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to hear you all join me for that. Hoping that some of you had a little bit of time to just run through the lessons and the links that I posted with the announcement of the winner, and also the links to the lesson and the performance. And I also did a chord sheet, so I'm hoping you've all got it with you now. Make sure you got a little bit of a pen and paper, because you never know what's coming your way, and it's always going to be helpful should I mention something that is of particular interest to you. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a moment there to do that. I think some of you may already have done that. Okay, we've got Greg Cavini here as well, first time. How often do we do this? We do this fortnightly, Greg, and you can speak to any of the people here. They'll help you out. They're a fantastic bunch of people. You got any questions? just ask away and all the answers will be with you before you can say whatever it is. Leo, great to see you. And we've got Henrik as well. Heinrich, great to see you, Heinrich. Sanjuka Pradhan. So yeah, we've got quite a few people with us tonight and some new faces, which is wonderful. Okay, so we've got a lot to cover tonight. So just give me a moment while I do my usual thing and get my notes up so I can let you know what we're going to be looking at and things tonight. Now, first off, let me just start off by saying I had a question earlier on today that I would like to address. You can always ask your questions and post them to me over on Patreon's probably the best place, but you can email me or post them over on YouTube and hopefully I'll get to see those. I'm only too happy to help you on your guitar journey. That is my main aim in life, to help my patrons and my YouTube followers and everybody who enjoys what we do here. I'll always do my best to try and help you out as best I can. So returning to the question that I was asked earlier on, it was in relation to where we play the 1, 4 and the 5 chord. And in this instance, it was mentioned about the D chord, okay, or should I say the key of D, in which our major chords in the key of D are D, G and A. Okay, now there are a number of ways that we can do this, and it obviously helps if you're familiar with chord shapes all over the neck. Now, if you're not very familiar with chord shapes in more than, say, one position or a couple of positions, go search for my lesson on caged. That's C-A-G-E-D, caged. And I think you could learn a lot from that video if it's not something that you've touched on before. It will open up the fingerboard unlike anything else, and give you some inspiration, I suppose, as to how you can play chords all over the neck. So that's well worth a look if you haven't checked it out already. Now, I've touched on this type of thing, so we won't take too long with it. Now, what I would say is that, generally speaking, if we're playing acoustic guitar, we try and use open chords as much as we can. Now, I'm being very general here, so please don't take me too literally, because there's always an exception to the rule. But generally speaking, if we're playing acoustic, a lot of our shapes come from the open positions. Now, of course, we play bar positions as well. So if we were in the key of D, we'd play our standard D, a G, and an A. And we kind of, I suppose the idea is when you're playing your 1, 4 and 5 chords, that you want them all in the same ballpark, you know. That really helps, because then you're not having to travel so far on the guitar. So, as I say, that's one way we can play a D, G and A. We can just play them as open chords. So D, G and A. Okay. Now, of course, we can also play a bar chord up here. That'd be a D. And we can play a G there. And an A there. Okay, so now the bar chords tend to be used a little bit more on electric. When I was playing in a band and things like that, you tend to use these kind of bar shapes a lot more because the action's a lot different. They're a lot kind of easier to play, and you've got a lot of this kind of, you know, all these kind of things going, which, you know, although you can do anything pretty much on an acoustic that you would do on an electric, as I say, these are general pointers, okay? So don't take me too literally. So we have this way of playing a D, a G, and an A. Now, if you'd followed any of the previous Joe shows, you will also know that I've shown you another way to play the 1, 4 and 5 chord. So if we were, let's take this G, it's not, sorry, the D, it's not the greatest example because we're miles up the fingerboard here, but I'm sure you're all familiar with the D bar chord, right? Now, this is the D note, so that's the root, so that would be our major bar shape, a D. Now, if we play the string below that, we have a G. So if we play this little shape, which is like an A, effectively, okay, it's like an A. But we play it with one finger, all right? So we just lay this third finger there, and then we've got our G, our 4 chord, and then if we move that up to, got our 5. So we've got our 1, our 4, and 5. 1, 4, 5. And you can do that anywhere on the fingerboard. So if you're ever unsure about, you know, what major chords are in each key, let's say we do an A chord here. We do the same principle. We drop the root down to the 5th string. Same position as the A, you know, 5th fret as it were, but now we're on the 5th string. And we employ this 3rd ring finger laying down. Now that's not going to, if it's not something that you've done before, it may take a little while to get on top of that. Okay, so we would have our 1 chord. We would have our 4 chord. Hello, Fedexto. And we'd have our 5 chord. Alright, so you can apply that pattern anywhere across the fingerboard and you will very quickly have your 1, 4 and 5 chord. So I hope that helps you. It does help for you to know, and I've talked to you about this before, to know the names of the notes on this 1st string and this 6th string, I should say, and the 5th. Because if you do, it makes knowing what you're doing a little more clear, a little clearer, okay? So you know that that's a G, and if you play your standard bar shape, you know you're playing a G major, okay? If you move it up, and you know the name of these, all the notes up here, so say we play on the 6th fret, we know we're playing a B flat, a G flat on the 4th, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to spend too long on this. I just wanted to give you the kind of tools to work out that 1, 4 and 5 chord. Now, as part of the question, it was also suggested, is it okay to play like, say, 1 chord low and another one high? Well, yes, it is. It's fine. But generally speaking, you know, there aren't really any rules as such, and there's no exact right or wrong way of doing it. It just depends on what you're playing. Now, what I always aim for when I'm working through a song or something like that is to ascertain where I can play the chords with kind of as minimal movement as possible. So hopefully that answers your question. We can always come back to that and talk about that a little bit more at some future stage, but that should give you the kind of bones of what we're talking about when we talk about that 1, 4 and 5 chord in each key. So I hope that helps you. Yeah. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was also about the major and minor pentatonic. So recently I did a lesson on scales, and we looked at the major scale, the minor scale, the blues scale and the pentatonic scale. And I should say we looked at the minor pentatonic scale. And this isn't going to take long, so I don't want anybody falling to sleep. We're just going to spend a couple of minutes on this because it's something that's relatively important. So let's just say we're playing an A minor pentatonic, okay? I'm sure many of you are going to know that shape. I'm just going to call it out for those of you who don't, okay? So we're on the 6th string, 5 and 8. Then we're going down onto the 5th string and playing 5 and 7. Same on the 4th. And same on the 3rd. And then when we come onto the 2nd, we're playing 5 and 8. And then when we come onto the 1st string, we're doing the same, 5 and 8. Okay, so we got 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. And that is an A minor pentatonic, as I'm sure you all know. I'm probably already just telling you what you already know, but I'm sure there's probably a few people out there. I'll come back to you in a minute, Endless, because that's an important question as well. So I'm sure the bulk of you know what that A minor pentatonic scale looks like and maybe sounds like, okay? So that's the minor. So if we're playing like a minor chord, you know, we're going to be able to use that scale to solo over A minor chords and things like that. A song in the key of A minor, I should say. But how do we play the A major pentatonic is the question. Now, again, I'm sure some of you may know this, but some of you, I'm sure, won't know it. Right, well, all you do, you think of your A minor pentatonic shape, and you just move it back 3 frets. So that will be 1, 2, 3. Now, some of you may know that that's an F sharp note, okay? That 6th note, 2nd fret. And we're going to play exactly the same shape, okay? So in this instance, it's going to be 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5, all right? Now we're playing in A major pentatonic. So that means if we were playing kind of in a major, A major, we can use that shape. Okay? You can just doodle around that and play and come up with your own ideas. You can use all those shapes, that being position 1. You can move on to position 2 and things like that. So I just wanted to clarify, okay, for those of you who didn't know how to get to the major pentatonic, because most people know the minor pentatonic, but what some people don't realize is that the major pentatonic is exactly the same shape, moved down 3 frets. So that should put you, hello Jose, so that should put you straight on that, okay? Now, just before we finish off on that, I'd like to just make one point. Somebody's just said they have difficulty playing bar chords, and this is a very, very common kind of situation, okay? So if you're going to find bar chords very difficult if you start off down here with this F position. Very, very difficult. Most difficult place to play a bar chord. So my suggestion to you is start way up here. Work your way down, making sure that all the notes sound correctly and none of them are muffled. Now that will take some practice if you're struggling with this kind of thing. So what you do is, let's just say we get down to this G sharp and we start getting, you know, some of the notes not sounding. It means we have to go back up to the A, which sounds fine. And now we're going to work between those 2 parts until we can get the A flat sounding nice. Still not sounding great, so we make sure we're good on that A, and then we drop it. Ah, that's better. Now we're looking to get to G. You see, so this is how we work on our bar chords, or this is a way that I would suggest, maybe. I'm sure there are many ways that you can do this, but this is just one way that I use with my students and one way in which I help people out with that. Okay, so we have talked quite a bit of theory there. We've talked about the 1, 4 and the 5 chord, how we can play those chords in different positions. You're going to look at the Caged video if you're not too sure about how to play the different chords in different positions. There's a lot of kind of information there for you to have a little bit of a think about, okay? And while you do, I'm going to play you another song. So let's see what I've got for you. Let us see what I've got for you. Now, you see, I play so many songs, oh, you know, hundreds of songs, so obviously no mind is capable, or my mind I should say, is not capable of remembering all the songs. So I have a little bit of help to remind me, just with the lyrics. I'm good with the chords and stuff like that. This one I've had a lot of requests to play. I would like you to sing along if you know the words, please. It makes all the difference to hear you coming through the ether. Really makes my day. So this is one that I've played before and I've looked at, and I've had many, many requests to play it again. Okay, and I'll tell you what's happening at the end of the song. Because before I get started on this, what I would like to point out is that try not to get too wrapped up into one particular style. I think something that's been tremendously helpful to me over the years is playing different styles of music. Now, if we're just a one-track pony, we're kind of relatively limited, yeah? Which is okay if you just have, like, say, one genre of music that you're really interested in. but you should always try and broaden your horizons and be able to, because that way you're in a better position to kind of play something for your friends and family, say, you know, because not everybody's going to like exactly what you like. Now, if you're talking about performing, music is a shared thing, I think it's safe to say. And so you should try and do your best to put a little bit of a smile on everybody's face with your musical chops. All right, so here we go. This one goes like this. And you can probably guess what this one is. Don't forget, I want to hear you all singing. Don't want to be the only one singing this, so you can guess right away what style this is. We got a little bit of reggae, man. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing, you got it right, Julie, gonna be alright. I can hear you singing there, Jewel. I rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Now this is 145 if you've noticed. If you're paying attention here, right, you'll see that I'm doing exactly what I've just talked about, which is the 1 chord there, the 4 chord there, and the 5 chord there. Alright, so there we go. I rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, they're singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Great, alright, now we're on the last couple of choruses. I'm not hearing you as well as previous weeks here. I can hear some louder than others. You've got to raise up your voice. There we go for the last double chorus. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Pace it up, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry, that's better, about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. I can tell you're singing because there's no comments. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Come on, William, you can do it. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Bravo, bravo, as ever. You did get your voice a little bit later on. Fantastic effort that, folks. Thanks for joining me on that. Really, really makes a difference when you join along. I really do enjoy it when you sing with me. So well done on that. Now, Beckro was asking me about that song, I believe. And several other people have asked me about it. So, you know, that same principle applies. You can see it in action, like I said. 1, 4, 5. That's all that's happening in the song. So I think Beckro wanted to know exactly what was happening. So we have a G, a C, and a D. And going back to Leo's question about playing these chords in different positions, okay? We could play our G here. Open chords are harder with reggae, okay? Because we're trying to dampen the strings. Just to give you a little tip here, if you're playing reggae, try and use your bar chords, because to make the sound, to kill the sound very quickly, all you need to do is strum it and release your finger. Just release the tension like this. Yeah? Now, if I was to do that on an open G, yeah, there's a lot of strings. So I have to start using two hands to try and dampen it. So these are kind of quite important points. So if you're doing reggae, then as I say, try and use a bar, because you'll find it a whole lot easier to control. And that's another thing that I have spoken about, I think, on several occasions, about the fact of really what separates a good guitar player, say, from an average guitar player, or say a beginner or something like that. Or several things, obviously, but one of the main things is being in control of the guitar rather than the guitar being in control of you. So in other words, you know, you can't quite control it as you would like to do it. So, you know, that's just something you might like to... Hey Leonardo, great to have you here with us tonight. I'm going to make it my next mission to learn a Bob Marley tune. Good advice, Joe. Play songs you like different. Yeah, well, I think so. I think it's important. This is good stuff, these tips. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very kindly. Yeah, so been practicing a lot of guitar over the last couple of weeks. I've had loads going on here. I've had plasterers bashing the walls down, having teeth pulled out my head. Oh, you wouldn't believe what's been going on since I last caught up with you guys. I'm surprised I'm still sat here playing for you. I think this is something that I've been looking at. It's a song that I played many, many years ago, and it's one of those ones that's just completely escaped me. It's an advanced piece. Let me just say that to start with. It is not an easy one. And it's one I want to kind of teach you as well. So for all you blues lovers out there, it will be coming your way, this one. It's an absolutely essential number to learn if you're a blues fan. Lovely, lovely piece. And I'm going to do it in such a way that it's more accessible to more people. So it's going to be in installments, because I believe that's the best way to learn that song. If I was to throw the whole thing at you, you'd probably think, no, that's too much. But I think if I give you a little piece, a little part of it to practice every fortnight, I have more hope that you'll be able to come to terms with it, or at least some of you will. If you're a beginner, you don't want to be trying to play things like that, is my own personal advice, because some things can slow you down and don't really benefit you. You know, if something is so much above the level that you're at, if anything, it's detrimental to your playing. So that is another little tip for you. They're all free, these tips, but I think it's a very valid point, because often I've come across people, let's just say beginners, who are trying to punch way above their weight. It's really not going to help you. In fact, it's going to hinder your learning, and sometimes it can result in you putting the guitar down and not being in a hurry to pick it up. So I think that's kind of a point worth mentioning. We've got David Howard here, and that's nice to see you. And we've got Ken. Hey, Ken, nice to see you. You disappeared there. Your comment didn't get a chance. Hey, Kev. Yeah, I do live stuff, Kev. We're on lockdown over here now, so I've got plenty of time to check out some new tunes. And hey, Boomer, great to see you too. So just for anybody who's new to the channel and things like that, you're probably all familiar that I have a YouTube channel, and I have lots of videos there that you can watch. But some of you may not know that I have a Facebook group page as well, where you can actually post your own videos that I can watch and make comments on and maybe help you with your own playing. So that's really the only opportunity I get to see you lot play, and I really enjoy it. And as many of the people here will tell you, I always try and comment on your videos. You take the time to record them and do a wonderful job of playing. The very least I can do is when I get a moment is to come and comment on them and give you some feedback, because we all want feedback. It's only a natural kind of thing. So for those of you who aren't sure about that, there should be a link down below this video where you can go and sign up for the Facebook group page. And for anybody who doesn't know about my Patreon page, I do have to give that a very quick shout out, because that's what's helping me to continue on with all these live shows, all my lessons and everything. And I know like 90% of the folks here watching tonight are already patrons, and I'm ever so grateful to you for being a patron. But if you're not, maybe you would do me a favor and just check out the link down below to my Patreon page. That's enough of that now. We'll move on. So let me just have another little peep at some of the things I've got or something like that. I can only hope that everything is still rolling along here. I'm getting some strange messages up here. I'm going to try and ignore that, because that can really spoil my flow. So let me just push on with that. If you see me disappear for a second, it's only because I was just trying to check the camera out. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already, folks, and we're doing well. We've only gone through half an hour of this show. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about was I've been doing series of videos called 3 blues licks, 3 turnarounds, 3 finger picking patterns. So let's just call it the 3 series, yeah? So we all know that we're on the same page. Hey, Patrice, great to see you. Okay, so we've got this 3 series of videos, yeah? And it's proving to be very popular with people. People seem to like these very short videos whereby they can learn something useful, and that makes a lot of sense. And I'm so pleased that you're enjoying those kind of things, because these are the type of things we all really, you know, want to learn when we're starting out on the guitar, you know, like turnarounds. There are some beautiful turnarounds. You got your basic ones, but you got your complicated ones. You got all these. So we could go on all night with that type of thing, but if you're interested in that type of thing and you haven't already seen it, as I say, I've done 3 different turnarounds, 3 blues licks, 3 finger picking patterns. There's lots of those kind of videos. In fact, the finger picking is exclusively to patrons, yeah? So if you want to watch that, you need to head over there. Now, when I wanted to just spend a moment about talking about the finger picking, because I've touched on it before, and I'll only be brief about this because I want to try and make the most of the time and things like that. Thanks, David. Yeah, I was just going to talk about that. Yeah, we're talking about the finger picking vids here. Now, finger picking in itself is like a natural progression on the guitar. So we do all this kind of strumming with a plectrum, right? That's generally the first thing that we're going to kind of do on the guitar, is just get a feel for using a plectrum, or we may just use our fingers, you know, and kind of strum like that or whatever. But you know, once we've done that, if we want to really develop as guitar players, we tend to then try and progress onto finger picking. Now, finger picking opens up a whole new world of guitar playing to you, so it's something that you should definitely look into beginning, if you like. Because the sooner you start, the better. I mean, it's not like you need to be playing for a long time before you consider finger picking. You can start your guitar journey with a plectrum and finger picking. But it is definitely something that you want to consider, because it really opens up, as I say, a whole new world. And it needn't be very difficult. Now, the first exercise in the 3 finger picking exercises is just a simple thumb playing the bass. Yeah, like so. Now I'm playing that quick, right? Okay, a little bit quicker than I'd like beginners to play it for sure, okay? Because when you're starting out, it won't be even like that. It's going to be all over the place. So what you need to do is just go very, very slowly and kind of go. Don't underestimate the power of this exercise. I was thinking about this when I made the video, and I thought, well, people are just going to do that for 5 minutes and then move on to all the other exercises, and that would be a huge, huge mistake. In fact, when I've just recently completed part 2 of the finger picking exercises, which you can watch at Patreon, and I make a point of saying, really, don't even start that video unless you've got the other 3 patterns sorted out and you're happy with them. It's very, very important. Now, you see this, I'm just going to talk about exercise 1, which is that bass, okay? Being able to do that, although it sounds very simple, and in some senses it is simple, yeah? Nevertheless, it requires practice if you haven't done it before. Now, the nice thing about that exercise is you can almost do it while you're watching TV. You can just, or even have a chat with somebody while you're doing it. If you can do things like that when you're practicing something, it can really, really serve you very, very well. So, for example, if you're trying to get this bass thing down, as I say, just stick the TV on, or the radio, or have a chat with your friend or the kids or whoever it might be while you're doing it, and just try and incorporate some of that into your practice. Now, one thing I'm just going to briefly talk about is I'm going to come back to that in a moment, because I think it's time to play you another song. But we're going to talk about practice shortly, okay? Because it's very, very obviously important topic, and something that I want to help you with if I possibly can. All right? Right, so what can I play for you now? Just trying to think what I might play for you, folks. Let's have a little bit of a look and see what we can do. All right, well, this is a little bit different, I suppose. Do you know, I haven't played this for years. I used to get asked to play this ever such a lot when I was in the band and things like that. And very, very easy song for a beginner, this one. Now, again, I'd like to play a little bit of something for everybody. And I know that, some of the stuff I play might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's kind of a difficult job because I'm trying to do a little bit of something for everybody. So I hope you'll take that on board. Right, first of all, before I start playing it, I want to see if anybody can guess what it is. I'll give you a clue. That's all I'm going to tell you. Nobody seems to know it. That's fine. That's great. That's even better. I'm just going to go for it then. I'm just going to have a little sip of my drink here. And then I think I'll be ready. Nobody's got it yet? You will as soon as I open my mouth. 'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's life. Trying to make ends meet, you're a slave to the money, then you die. I'll take you down the only road I've ever been down. can change, I can change, I can change, but I'm here in my mold. I am here in my mold, but I'm a million different people. One day to the next, I can't change my mold. No, 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 no. Well, I never pray, but tonight I'm on my knees, yeah. I need to hear some sounds that recognize the pain in me, yeah. I let the melody shine, let it cleanse my mind. I feel free now. No change, I can change, I can change, I can change, but I'm here in my mold. I am here in my mold, and I'm a million different people. One day to the next, I can't change my mold. No, 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 no. Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's life, trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to the money, then you die. Cheerful one. No change, I can change, I can change, I can change, but I'm here in my mold. I am here in my mold, yeah, yeah. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of that because it goes on and on and on forever and ever and ever, and it's really nice with the strings, but it's a little bit long to just play it all the way through. But I thought some of you might be interested in that because I know some of the audience is kind of into some of the more contemporary stuff. Very easy song to play. You just got an E chord, a B minor 7, a D, and an A. And that's all you need to know. Let me just check my tuning. Just thought we'd have a little musical interlude before I throw some more theory at you. Got to keep you on your toes. Are we all enjoying the show while I'm tuning up? It seems like. Don't all speak at once. Any Bob Dylan? Well, I tell you what, De Rock. Thank you. Time to strip down. I'm getting a little bit hot. Very, very hot here. Let's get rid of that for a minute, eh? It's starting to warm up now. Okay, well, I guess I better do a song for Pat. Pat's been watching the show for many, many moons. So I've got to keep all these kind of patrons and everybody else happy, all right? I'm going to do you a little Bob Dylan song, and then we're going to have a little chat, and we're going to be doing our play along. So I hope you've all been practicing, and I'm hoping that our little play along goes down a storm. I can't tell you how much I've been looking forward to hearing you all play, you know. Daryl Voss, Boomer, Endless, Bekra, Katie, hey, I've still got to sort out Meet Me in the Morning for you, haven't I, Katie? One of these days, hey. The problem with it, Katie, is it's in an open tuning, so it doesn't always lend itself terribly well to this kind of situation. I will bear you in mind, being that you're a Patreon and everything else. So, Phil, Bright, good to see you, Phil. I don't think I've caught you here before. Pleasure to have you with us. John Elhert. Yeah, that's great that you're sneaking a few peeks in, John, while you're working. Carlos Daniel, you're learning Hey Joe on guitar from my channel. Yeah, right. You like a bit of... You like a bit of that, yeah? It's a great little song. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm gonna shoot my old lady. You know I caught her messing around with another man. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Yeah, well, yeah, I hope you have some fun with it, because it's a lovely song, Carlos. Hey Brad, you got there, Brad. Great to see you, mate. I'm really pleased you could make it. I was not sure whether my message was going to reach you in time. All right, let's have a little bit of Bob Dylan for Pat and Katie and everybody else who likes a little bit of Bob Dylan. I'm only going to play this one if you sing along with me, all right? A little bit of blackmail going on with this one. So I really, really do hope you join me for this one. It goes like this. Close your eyes, close the door. You don't have to worry anymore. I'll be yours, baby, tonight. Shut the light, shut the shade. You don't have to be afraid. I'll be yours, baby, tonight. Well, that mockingbird is gonna sail away. We're gonna forget it. The big fat moon, well, it's gonna shine like a spoon, but we're gonna let it. You won't regret it. Kick your shoes off. Do not fear. Bring that bottle over here. I'll be yours, baby, tonight. All right, everybody. Ba ba ba. Some of you should have a harmonica there. Or a kazoo. Close your eyes, close the door. You don't have to worry big fat moon is gonna shine like a spoon, but we're gonna let it. You won't regret it. Kick your shoes off. Do not fear. Bring that bottle over here. Yes, please. Prosecco. I'll be your baby tonight. I'll be your baby tonight. One more time, everybody. I'll be your baby tonight. Thank you very much for singing along. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, you know, Ernie, I keep on doing the same old song of mine. That I really, really do. Ernie, you've reminded me there, Ernie, to really get my finger out and try and get another song sorted of my own. I've written many, many songs, but I always end up playing the same one. And Ernie has set down the challenge for me now to actually play maybe a different one on the next Joe show, Ernie. I'll figure that out and I will play. I'll play you a different one. Does anybody want to hear the one that I nearly always play of my own, or shall I move on to something else? I'm going to put it out to you. You can tell me it's either a yes or a no. I won't be offended either way. Yeah, how about you're saying about Bob Dylan and that? Maybe I'll do that one sometime, right? Lay, lady, lay across my big brass bed. Stay, lady, stay until the morning. Yeah, I need to take a look at that maybe for anybody who's interested in that. Yes, Andrew makes a very, very good point, Andrew. I haven't done anything on the song that we were writing together, Andrew, but don't think that I forgot. You and Leo were the only two folks who took me up on the idea, which is fine because we've all got busy lives. We haven't got time to while away writing songs. But I haven't forgot, Andrew, and we're going to be coming back to it. I've just had a tremendous amount of things on, okay? So that's one of your favourites, is it, Pat? Well, I'll make sure I get that one down for you on the next Joe show because I've got to keep you happy. You're one of my number one fans, okay? So you know, often at this stage of the show, everything's coming at me in all kinds of directions. There's lots of stuff that I want to cover. And we inevitably run out of time. You've all got the evening to get on with. I don't want to impinge on your evening in any way. I'm very, very pleased that the show's doing well tonight. Thank you, folks, for letting me know about that. I don't have any idea how many people are watching. But you know what? Even if it was 5 of you, I'd be sat here playing for you because I just love playing for you. I love having a chat. I love the interaction. So, you know, numbers are great, but I just appreciate you coming along, however many there are. Really do appreciate it. Now then, I'm just going to, as time is running out, folks, I just want to spend a moment or two talking about practice. Now, the reason I want to touch on this is because you need to get the most from your practice. Now, there are two groups of, let me just generalize again, you know, because sometimes you have to. But when you generally have two groups of people who, let's say, are learning guitar. You'll have the people who will just want to bash out song after song after song after song, which is fine, no problem. And you'll have the other people who will try and do a little bit of theory, try and do a little bit of scales, try and do a few songs as well. So they're covering many more bases. Might even do a little bit of finger picking and things like that. Now, I'm here to tell you that you're going to get a whole lot more from your guitar playing if you have a structured practice schedule. Now, it needn't be complicated. It might just be, say, doing a little bit of theory or a little bit of finger picking or something for the first 5 minutes, playing a song for 10 minutes, doing a couple of scales for 5 minutes, then playing just doodling around for 10, 15 minutes. And generally just giving your practice some structure. If you don't already do that, give it a whiz and see what you think. I'd be very interested to know. I mean, that's just my own personal experience. The people that I teach one-to-one, I notice a tremendous difference from the people who just play songs to the people who have that structure to what they're trying to do. So that's really all I really wanted to say about practice. Some of you will take that on board, some of you may not. Right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Play along time, folks. Are we all in tune? Are we all ready? Have we all got our plectrums, our notes, our chord arrangements, our harmonicas, kazoos, drums, triangles, tambourines, maracas? Doesn't matter what you play, you're welcome to jam along with this one, okay? So, I hope you're all ready. Yeah, Kent, as I say, mixing up the practice is a great idea. Really, really does help. And it's wonderful to have you here with us tonight, Kent. I'm very privileged to have you here. Great to see your face. I know you're busy. Everybody's got a very difficult time at the moment with all this COVID. I hope you're all keeping well and safe anyway. That's one of the things that I really do want to put out there. I hope you're all looking after yourselves and keeping well. So now, as I say, we're at that time where we're going to be doing our play along. I'd like you to all feel relaxed here. I don't want any tension, any of that kind of thing. Just try and feel nice and relaxed about this, okay? If you lose your place, you could see that as a good thing, because how quickly you get back to the song is great practice, okay? So don't be fazed if you lose your place. Just try and figure out where you are and get yourself back to where you are. Now, before we start, I'm not playing harmonica tonight. I haven't got one. So if anybody wants to send me a harmonica in C, that will be fantastic. But until I get one, mine's just busted. It was only an old cheap thing that I had. So unfortunately, I can't play the harmonica for you tonight, okay? So I'm going to go wah, 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 wah. I'll do the harmonica for you like that. Not the greatest, but it'll tell us all where we are in the song. That's the important thing. Okay? So I just want to mention that at the intro, we have the harmonica thing. So listen for me doing that. And then when I stop, we're into verse 1. E minor, C, D, G. If you get stuck, think E minor, C, D, G, right? And you'll find your way back. Don't worry too much about it. So it seems like we're all ready here, folks. Great to hear that you're all up and running and ready for this. As I say, apologies for not having the harmonica. It's not something I do a great deal these days, but I wouldn't mind reviving it and doing a little bit of it. It really lends itself well to these Neil Young songs. Are we ready? I hope so, because here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, harmonica. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, ba, 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 ba. E minor D. I wanna live, I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart chords here just to give you a chance. We'll do it twice, right? Just E minor, C, D and G. Here we go. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Second harmonica solo. You're doing fantastic. Really, really impressed. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. Keep me searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. Being a miner for a heart of gold. Absolutely mind-blowing, fantastically well. For those of you who did, I have to say, folks, for those of you who joined in there, really, really well done. I take my hat off to you. Fantastic, well done, okay? And this is something that we always do on the Joe Show. For those of you who are new here and you haven't kind of seen this type of thing before, this is the type of thing that we do, okay? So it's a wonderful part of the show and something that will always be a part of the show. Now, just so you know, as I pointed out at the beginning of the show, I've now started opening a vote for the play along, all right? So please keep an eye on the Facebook page, or if you're a patron, you'll already know, you'll get notified that there is a vote taking place for the next play along on the next Joe Show. Now, whilst I'm open to suggestions for a play along, there is some criteria which needs to be met. It needs to be a tune that is accessible to many people. It's no good as playing Django Reinhardt or something, you know, that only two of us can play. We're looking for something that everybody can join in on. I'm also, in some sense, looking for a song that I've covered in a video lesson. Now, that needn't narrow your choice. I mean, I've easily done 200 lessons on songs. And then that way, what I can do is post a link to the lesson so you can all have a practice before the next Joe Show. Now, it doesn't have to be a song that I've covered, but I think it helps, okay? But that being said, I'm still open to suggestions. Now, if you want to make a suggestion for the next play along on the next Joe Show, you can do that either on my Patreon page or the Facebook page. I'll be posting this whole Joe Show for anybody who just caught the tail end of it or didn't manage to watch it tomorrow. I usually upload it on a Saturday so you can watch the catch-up version of the show. So that's where we stand with that. I think this vote is a great idea. So many people took part in that. I'm so grateful to you all. I'll be putting a new... So essentially, if you want to make a suggestion for the next play along, you have until Monday to do so. At which point I will open voting for the next play along. Okay? So on Monday you'll see the voting page, as I say, over at Patreon or Facebook. So head there, please vote. It's a great deal of fun doing this play along. I really, really do enjoy doing it, okay? So please share your thoughts with me. Have we had a good show tonight, folks? I'm hoping that it has been. I've had a real nice feeling about tonight's show. It seemed to flow very, very well. and I've enjoyed it a great deal. I always enjoying. It seems like some of you have enjoyed it, yeah. Oh, well, that's really lovely. It always makes my day when I know that you've all enjoyed yourselves, and I haven't got you to waste your time. How about a little bit of blues to play us out? A little bit of Robert Johnson. Does anybody like a bit of Robert Johnson? A bit of blues, or is it just me? When you got a good friend that will stay right by your side. When you got a good friend that will stay right by your side. Give her all of your spare time, love and treat her right. I mistreat my baby, I can't see no reason why. I mistreated my baby, but I can't see no reason why. Every time I think about it, I just wring my hands and cry. Wonder could I bear to apologize? Would she sympathize with me? Would she sympathize with me? She's a brown-skinned woman, sweet as any girlfriend can be. Could be right, I could be wrong. Baby, it's your opinion. Could be right, I could be wrong. What your close friends, baby, then your enemies can't do you no harm. When you got a good friend that will stay right by your side. When you got a good friend that will stay right by your side. Give her all your spare time, love and treat her right. It wouldn't be right if I didn't do a little bit of blues, I suppose. Okay, I've got to do a little bit of blues at some stage. A little bit ropey. I haven't played that one for quite some time, but I gave it a shot. You've always got to give these things a go. Throw yourself in at the deep end. It never really does any harm. When you're with friends, anything's possible. So, folks, we've come to the end of our show, which means one thing, and that is saying a good night to everybody. For everybody who's taken the time out to join me for tonight's show, I'm very grateful to each and every one of you, both new and old. Thank you very much indeed for joining me, folks. I'd just like to say personal goodbye to everybody. So we've got Karam Bell, we've got Boomer, we've got Phil Bright, we've got Mark Taylor, we've got Becca York, we've got Patricia Murphy, better known as Pat. We've got Jeff Westgarth. We've got Bob Hardy, Andrew Marriott, Paul Hilliker, Endless Nameless, Simro65. Come on, I want to see you all posting here. David Stanley, great to see you. Dis Biscuit, great to see you. Katie, Stuart Rushton, Kent, Iro. Wow, Mick, I've never seen half of these faces. It's wonderful. Dare Rock, San Diego, Leo Gibson, Ernie, Preston Johnson's with us tonight. How are you doing there, Preston? Hope things are improving for you, Preston. Kev Cassidy, thanks for joining us, Kev. Super Ring of Fire, Green Mile. Hey, Scott, great to see you. First of the month is coming round, Scott. Looking forward to seeing you. Dis Biscuit, Neil Sadler. Hey, Neil, great to see you, our kid, And yeah, I think, is there anybody I haven't mentioned? Alex Richardson, yeah, okay. Is that everybody? I think that might be everybody. Iro. Where am I from? I'm from Liverpool. Greg Cavini. Hey, I'm glad you'll be back, Greg. Great to have you on board tonight. Can't stop playing out a goal, Leo. That's fantastic. Andrea, lovely to have you. But Andrea, I don't know that you've joined us before. I hope you will join us in the future. I'll be back here in a fortnight's time, the same time. I really, really do hope you'll all join me, folks. It's just a wonderful, wonderful to have you all with me. In fact, you know, part of me is really, really tempted to do one more song. I don't know, is it worth me doing another song, folks, or have you had enough of me now? Have you had enough of me, folks? Shall I head off, or shall I do you one more? Oh, you folks are fantastic, aren't you? You really, really are good. You're really kind to me, aren't you? You want one more? I didn't think you did. You've stumped me now. I don't know any more songs. I've run out of songs. A likely story. Of course I haven't run out of songs. I've got so many songs, I don't know what to do. Let's see what I can do for you. Just bear with me, folks. I won't keep you a second. I want to do a sing-along, you see. I want to do a sing-along. Can we do a sing-along? Have you still got some voices left? Yeah? All right. There we go. Encore, encore, encore. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, reaching every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, come on then. Hey, you got to hide your lovely way. Hey, you got to hide your lovely way. John Lennon would have been 80, crazy. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. How could she say to me, love will find a way? Gather round, all you clowns, let me hear you say, we're still thinking of you, John. Everybody, hey, you got to hide your lovely way. Hey, you got to hide your lovely way. One more time. Hey, you gotta hide your lovely way. Hey, you gotta hide your lovely way. Hey folks, it's been a pleasure spending the evening with you, at least a little part of the evening. Thank you very, very much indeed for watching. All take care of yourselves, keep safe. I hope you can all join me in a fortnight's time. Thanks once again. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you all soon, guys. Take care. Bye.